Yo, what's going on everyone? It's me, Skaterlunatic, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cool chrome effect that's up on the screen right now, and afterwards it's going to show a little bit of some of the examples I made. But basically this effect is something that's pretty easy to make once you know how to make it, and you can make templates for it in order to make it faster. But thank you guys for watching and continue watching my videos. I'm going to keep on making these types of tutorials, and I hope you guys are enjoying them. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so today with the chrome effect that we're going to be making, first thing you obviously want to do is make a new file, get your background layer as a black, and from here you're going to want to make a text layer. I already actually have a text layer right here using my chrome template kind of layer style that I have, and as you can see it doesn't look bad, right? Like this doesn't look that bad, but this can be a whole lot better. And the reason we choose like a grayish kind of text like this is because what it does, it doesn't show too much white and it doesn't show too much black. So when you select what we're going to do later, it's easier to actually get that selected. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the template so that way you guys know what it looks like. This is what it looks like. If you want to take a second, pause the video, do what you want to do just so you can see what it looks like. And then now I'm going to actually increase it by like, I'd say a little bit just to make it look a little bit better. I'm gonna center it again. Let me do that. There we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is actually we're going to rasterize one layer. I'm gonna do this and rasterize layer style, basically have a backup just in case anything goes wrong. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna select the insides. See, this is why I chose what I did, because sometimes it does that and you might have to edit it a little bit, but pretty much most of it should select pretty well. If you don't want to do that though and want to make it different, like so that way there's less work, what you can do is go back in and basically see how it's like that. All you have to do is change the degree at where it's going and it'll change it basically completely. So it's really up to you what you want. The reason I keep it at that is because I like how it looks, but maybe I'll go for something different today and go for a wild one. So I'll go from up top like that. There we go. So that'll be for today. I'll make it a little bit different for everyone. And I'm just going to rasterize layer style, which also rasterizes type. And I'm just going to select all the little areas like this. And once I'm done selecting all that I want, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna Control J, and now you just have those selected. So now from here, what we're gonna do is we're actually going to add a little bit of a gradient to it. So I actually have a layer style for that. Let me add the gradient for it, gradient overlay. Or sorry, the layer style I already have saved. It's this. And it's two gradient overlays. So one's going to be on top and it's going to be a lighter color like this, linear, and you can make it change different colors, but the reason I stick it to this is because I'm going to be able to change the colors later, so I just keep a kind of rainbow one. And then this one is the second one. So if you see what I'm doing, one's right here, which can sometimes be hard to see, but it's there. It is there. It's just hard to see sometimes. And if you want to scale it, make it different, obviously. If you want to reverse it, so that way it goes down instead of up, and you can make it do some pretty interesting things, to say the least, like that. So let me I want to keep it like that. And the top one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it up so it looks like, how about a little bit less? So it looks like that, and it looks clean going across. So now that we have that, we can also do that to, that's right, the freaking bottom one if we wanted to, but we're not, because on my template, if you notice, like this is what it looks like with all that, right? Boom. So if I wanted to add this, it would be an actual gradient map instead of that. But so if we want to make it colored like that, all we have to do is add a gradient map, and then we can just add the same one if you have it, and boom, it'll make a cool little shining chrome effect, which will look really nice. If you want to reverse it, it'll look different, and obviously if you want to adjust things, make it look a little bit different, make it a little bit brighter or darker, obviously you could do whatever you want. It is your design. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it like that. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to create clipping mask, so it only does that and it doesn't do anything below it. But look how clean that looks already, just like the chrome. It looks clean. But there's so many more things we could do this. So from here we can add a a black and white. That'll make it to where you can actually change the colors and whatnot and make it brighter, shinier, darker like this. But what I usually do is I keep the blues kind of dark, keep the reds bright, and maybe a little bit more yellows if I want to, because obviously there's going to be each of every color, maybe a little bit more blue just for the top. But as you can see, look at what it does to the design. Look how clean that chrome looks now. That looks like a real chrome. And if you want to tint it, you can, which will be cool because then you can make it like a custom color. So let's say I want to do a purple, like a purplish, or maybe a green, like a dark green, like that. Boom, you can now do that. And sorry, or let's say you want to do something completely different. Let's say you want to make this look really cool. Maybe you could do a hue/saturation and just change the colors of it to make it look like that, and then just change it to where it looks a little bit different. Obviously make sure that you don't change too much to where it does something like that or that, but make it to where you want it and you can make it look pretty cool. But obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a black and white. If I want to change the color, I'll probably just do that and, you know, change it to what I want. Maybe I'll go with the oranges reddish like that, and look how clean that looks now. Doesn't that look pretty amazing? And if you want to make it easier, you could just obviously select the mask, inverse it, and then cover everything, so that way the only thing that gets affected is the text that you want. And then you can go crazy with what you want. So if you want to go higher in the color, which I don't know why you would want, but you can do that now. But let me actually make sure the mask is going okay, because that doesn't look good right there. But yeah, so I'm actually going to change it so that way it doesn't look like that. I'm going to add a little bit of brightness, but not too much. And look at that. That looks pretty freaking good right now. That already looks really good. What I'm going to do though is I'm actually going to select all those, make them into a group. From there, make the group a singular thing. Do this, Control J, make sure you get all that, and combine them. And from here, now you basically got the text that you want. And it's chrome. It looks pretty good. Like the bigger it is, the better it looks pretty much. But there are a few little things you could do to make it look even better. So if you want to keep it like this, you can, but I'm actually going to go back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two, or all of this pretty much, make it its own layer, and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to keep that one, and I'm going to put one up here, copy this again, put it up here. And then what I'm going to do with the top layer, so now that I have all these, I'm going to lock this real quick. All I'm going to do is mess with the top layer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to blur it and put a motion blur. And I'm going to go a little bit to the side like this, maybe a little bit less. If I want to do a big one, I could do that, but I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this, like a lighter or a screen, either one. I like light or screen just because it looks cooler sometimes. But what this does is, as you can see, it makes it kind of a cool little effect that you could just go through, make a shine kind of effect, make it stand out a bit if you want. So if you want, another way to do it to make it look even better with the shine is, let me actually just copy it twice. I'm gonna do two motion blurs. I'm gonna pick one going this way at about 45, and I'm gonna pick another one going basically the opposite way, like that. So now you have a true shine effect. And once you add both into a screen or a lighten, which will look better in this case, you could just decrease the opacity and then go through each one and just erase where you don't want it. And then you got more of a shine, which looks pretty cool in my opinion. And you got like a star shine effect. And if you want to increase it again, you know, to make sure you get everything that you want, you can just make sure you get the insides if you want to make sure the insides aren't blurry. Just like that. and boom, look at that, you got like a really clean kind of shine where you want on your designs, so that way you don't have to worry about it being too crazy. And obviously in the white areas you'd want it more, not the red areas, so let me just get rid of those. And look at that, like that's pretty clean. And you decrease it a bit to where it's not so visible, maybe do a screen instead, so that way it's like that. And now you got yourself a little bit of a shine that can, you know, do some pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna do a little bit more just to make sure it's not too crazy, because I don't want it too crazy. I only want it at certain places, obviously. So I'm just gonna do that. There we go. And I will be back once I actually get it to how I want it. Alright guys, so now I'm back and I got it basically to how I want it. What we can do now is obviously we can make another group just so as a backup, so that way we can call it combined plus blur. And then what we're going to do is just combine it. And from here, what we can add is a grain effect and have a little bit less intensity, maybe a tiny bit more. And we want to make it 52, maybe at 18. And now look at how that looks. Look how clean that looks. Another thing that's also good to do for this would be to go to, that's not what I wanted. Click the wrong, sorry. It is camera raw filter. And it's gonna obviously load up the little program for it. I've used it before. I just installed Photoshop 2023, so I'm still obviously getting the weird stuff. But on my presets, because I have presets for things like this, like I can change it to make it even crazier if I wanted to. So I have my like, let's say I want to use a lowrider preset on it, it'll make it look kind of crazy. But what I usually like to use is, where is it at? Is colors, or let's get it, because these two bump the colors and make it look more how do I put it like visible, especially after the grain. So I'll put it at like a 37, 25, anywhere in between 25 to 50. But look at that little bit that it did. So let me just do it and then do it again, and here's the difference. It makes it more shine, more visible, and voila, there's your chrome, guys. I mean, that's basically how you make some dope chrome. Make it look clean, make it look nice, you know, pretty much. And it, I don't know, to me it looks really good. I mean, you could do multiple things with this. I mean, if you wanted to do like the design I did for the thumbnail, simple thing would be just to do that, control, pretty much like that, line them up, and then you got like a triple, just like that. Look at that, boom, without even trying. So, and you can make that a design if you want, or a pattern. You could do pretty much what you want with it. I mean, it's whatever you want to do with it. But this is one of the cool ways I learned how to make chrome. Kind of watched a few tutorials and made my own way, because I liked a different way to do it. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. This is the final result, and if you did like it, please leave me a like so I know that you guys are enjoying it, and subscribe for more. Hopefully, like I said, I'm trying to upload more, and this is starting to happen. So thank you guys again for watching, and I hope you guys see you guys in the next video. Peace.